Hello everybody and welcome back to another anti-MLM video. I'm Christina, I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to take a look at Trustpilot. Yes, my newest obsession, to look up reviews on Trustpilot and make videos about that. Today we're going to take a look at Young Living essential oils because I think that those review platforms are glorious if you want to get further insights what customers think or thought about their exchanges, about their purchases with companies. And ever since I recognized they are also reviewing network marketing companies and products there, I was all in. I fell down a rabbit hole. I already filmed a German-speaking video, one for the members, and then this one as well. I find those videos interesting and I currently focus on the companies that struggle, that either changed their compensation plans, like Young Living, for example, where changes happened and customers and distributors are disgruntled or they're not happy. And I want to see if also in the reviews this is being displayed. With Sensi, for example, that is clearly the case. Already years ago, a lot of customers on those sites, they said, I'm not a fan of Sensi anymore. The customer service is crappy and the products were great, but now they're overpriced for what they are and they're not worth the money anymore. And today we're going to take a look at Young Living. Young Living changed their compensation plan also this year and is one of those network marketing companies that I believe struggle. Trustpilot.com is a website where you can review purchases and companies. You shouldn't do that if you have a connection to the company. Let's say you're employed there or you are a distributor yourself, because distributors do that as well, which is not okay. So if you're connected to the company, you shouldn't leave a review. And on these websites, there is either great reviews or bad reviews. That is not necessarily, in my opinion, connected to network marketing companies, but rather to the nature of those websites. Because if you ask yourself who would leave a review, is it somebody who was somewhere in the middle? I really don't care to give a review. I don't think that is the case. Either the people who were really, really happy with their purchases and with their experience with the company or with the distributors, or they were the exact opposite. They were absolutely not happy. And those are, I believe, the people who will leave the reviews. I will start the recording. I will do a screen recording. I will move over to the side and then we will take a look at a couple of reviews and we will see if this is maybe foreshadowing why Young Living is one of those network marketing companies that currently struggle. Here we go. We have 2.9 average out of 5 stars. And there are a lot of 5-star reviews and a lot of 1-star reviews. We're going to scroll right to the bottom to see the latest reviews, and we will take a look here. And there are 43% 5-star reviews and 45% 1-star reviews. So like I said, people either like the products, like the company, or they hate them. There's hardly anything in between. The first review from May 2025 is from somebody from the Netherlands. They raised 300 euros worth of points. Bad stock. Oh, they raised 350 euros worth of points when I took a break from ordering every month. I didn't know that could happen because they don't communicate this. So it sounds like it's a reward program for regular customers if you regularly order, according to this person, each and every month. And those points are not available anymore. And she was not aware of this because it wasn't communicated to her. Not saying that I'm surprised, because many times the independent consultants are not really well trained. There's not a lot of transparency in the companies. And I'd be pissed as well if that happened to me, because I was waiting to order the Raindrop kit, which wasn't on stock for a year. They didn't give any service when I contacted them about this. So I lost this balance I saved by spending money for years. Oh no, 350 euros. Means this person must have spent a lot of money regularly on Young Living. Really bad company with a pyramid system with overpriced products. I do not disagree with that. I think it's not a great company. If we take a look who the founder is, Gary Young, not a great human being. I have a deep dive on Young Living. It's really concerning that people idolize this individual. I mean, he's dead now, but still not great. And a pyramid system, yeah, it's a network marketing company and overpriced products. I also agree with that. But then why do you purchase from them for years? I hope that the person simply doesn't support network marketing anymore. And yeah, I would be pissed as well if there was a customer program and I'm not aware and I'm not being informed about something that otherwise would be clearly readable, like payback, for example. If you have payback, part of the payback system here in Germany, you get payback points on the things you purchase. They work together with certain outlets, with certain stores, and they will let you know in advance by September, by October, your points might erase to exist, or a certain amount of your points might not exist anymore. So either use them for cash, purchase your rewards, whatever it is that you want to do with them. They do alert you, and that's, I think, a good thing. Good products, bad customer service. Well, I love the products, but over the last few years, customer service has gone from great to almost non-existent. That's concerning. Every time I contact them, they basically tell me there's nothing they can do. Sounds very, very similar to what the other person said as well. Every time I contact them, they basically tell me there's nothing they can do and to be more careful or check my order sooner, even if I checked it 24 hours before it processed. It's becoming such a pain, I'm thinking of canceling my account. Kimberly says, wrongfully charged. I called in days in advance to skip the month of January. They said it was taken care of, but then I got a charge to my debit card, which put me into the red with my bank. That's not great. Then I incurred an overdraft fee since Young Living took so long to refund me the amount they owed me plus the overdraft fee. I incurred yet another overdraft fee, so that makes a month I have not been able to use my debit card for groceries, and it's put me in a real bind. I've been a dedicated customer for years, but they're about to lose me over this. They do not provide good customer service. Multiple times I called to ask for a manager, and all I got was, let me check for you, never allowing me to speak to a manager to get this handled. Once I use up my points with them, I'm done. Beware of this company. That is something that I hear currently from lots of those reviews. Like I said, I fell down a rabbit hole on Trustpilot concerning many companies, not just network marketing companies, but specifically with the network marketing companies. The main problems are either it's a pyramid scheme, don't buy there, which I love because although a lot of those companies are legally considered not pyramid schemes or snowball systems, lots of people are aware, fishy companies. They don't just sell products, they also have the recruitment aspect, the team building aspect. Maybe let me stay away from that. And then they're already aware, okay, snowball system. Which I personally love because that's what these videos are about as well. Now, for legal purposes, I have to say that Young Living is not operating illegally in Germany, for example, as a pyramid scheme. They're allowed to legally operate here, but they're sketchy, in my opinion, they're scammy, and the business model is not helpful at all. That's one of the points that lots of people bring up. Or the customer service is bad, or the products are not what they used to be anymore. They're not worth the price anymore. And here, so far, a lot of people have problems with the customer service. Cynthia, very careful to order only one, but got subscription anyway. I was very careful to order only one time. No subscription, yet Young Living sent me another bottle anyway. I called and they're going to send me a return label and going to waive the return postage and going to refund my credit card. We'll see whether all this happens or not. What a pain. Now I have to do this follow-up. My advice is to not order from this company for a one-time purchase. Maybe in that case, you shouldn't have left a review either and waited for the resolution to add this here as well. I understand why you would be mad, because if you just want one product, the same can happen on Amazon if you click on the wrong tab and you don't want something that is a subscription, that you get that sent out regularly. But then in that case, the customer service should support you and should help you if they're actually doing a good job. But on top of that, you also should have a distributor at hand who's supposed to support you. That is why network marketing companies and distributors claim it is still such a great idea to buy from network marketing companies because you have this built-in customer service. But apparently that's not the case. And when we're talking about customer service, there is the corporate customer service. Many times the people are either regularly employed there or they're third-party partners. And it looks like network marketing companies, in order to cut cost, at least a lot of them, they had to cut down and had to lay off a lot of those people. And I have to assume they work with a lot less customer service experts. Then that's why they have rather poor customer service, or they don't work together with third-party partners anymore. And then on top of that, you also have the distributors who are there to be helpful. But in the end, if the distributors don't know much about the company's policies. And if they're not willing to help, or if they're not able to help because they don't receive the proper training, that will lead to a lot of disgruntled people. Stella says, poor customer service on return and refund. I bought some essential oils from Young Living in December. When I received the parcel, I noticed that the label of the sacred frankincense essential oil bottle was placed upside down and halfway off. I have discussed with customer service and returned it via their assigned courier, Yodel. 2112. This is somebody from Great Britain, by the way. However, what is Yodel? Courier Yodel. However, there has been no more status update since 2412. I have checked with Yodel, which looks like they have lost my parcel at some time. Okay, so that's their carrier. Got it. They contacted with Yodel. It's just that the name is so funny, at least to me. Then I have checked with Yodel, which looks like they've lost my parcel at some point. Then I contacted Young Living, and they replied to me that they're not taking any responsibility and not will make any refunds as they have not received the return parcel. Yeah, but that's also your due diligence as a company, because I had a very similar issue about 2 months ago when I ordered something from Sephora. I typically don't buy at Sephora here. I typically buy from Douglas if I buy something, and many times the packages, they either don't arrive or they arrive ripped. For whatever reason, they have to be repackaged, specifically beauty packages, and I don't understand why. Maybe because the packaging is not the greatest, it gives in easily, and many times the products are not in the parcel anymore. They're not in the packaging anymore because there was a hole and then they had to repackage that. And at some point, I never even received the order from Sephora, and the reason is because the package got damaged and they weren't able to continue the shipping process, and they wanted to ship it back to Sephora. Then I reached out to the customer service and they took care of that issue instantly. They apologized, they refunded everything and said, hey, your order is closed. If you would like to order again, let me know. I can place the order for you and you can have this one in a new parcel in a new package. That is something that good customer service and good companies should do. This is absolutely ridiculous, as this return was initiated due to a defective product. Yeah, that is ridiculous. I agree. It is unreasonable for Young Living to refuse responsibility or deny my refund because the courier is selected by Young Living who failed to deliver the parcel. Yeah, at some point somebody should be responsible for this, and just because a parcel gets lost doesn't mean that you as a customer have to cover the costs. Thank you for the follow-up from Alexandra. Got a refund, much appreciated. Took a while. Okay, it took about 2 weeks. Well, that can happen, I guess, over the holidays. Very poor website. Young Living's website is so poor, slow, and unfriendly. It's the annual Black Friday and their website is crashed. What is RO? Republic of Ohio. I know Ohio is not a republic. Oregon. Just joking. Young Living's website is so poor, slow, and unfriendly. It's the annual Black Friday and their website is crashed. This happens every single year without exception. Are they seeing this? This was from November 24. Okay, there was no other reviews from 25. Not a lot of people wrote a review there. And yeah, I mean, if you order at a high purchase time like Black Friday, Easter here as well, or before the holidays, or before Christmas, then the website should be somewhat stable. But then again, I would just stop purchasing from them if that is annoying. Somebody was fully happy. I love these oils and want to clean some things up. I love these oils, and when I had to cancel some years back, it was a non-issue, very easy. You just need to know where to email. Also, the people complaining about having their cards charged automatically and items sent out without consent did not read or understand how the loyalty orders work. A loyalty order, if added or checked, means the same item gets sent every month. All you need to do is not add anything to the loyalty order, and voila, nothing gets sent automatically. You can order when you want. Yeah, but if you have a personal shopper by your side, the distributors from Young Living, shouldn't they be the ones to also advise you? Because that is always one of the perks that in this day and age, network marketing companies state. You have this personal direct to consumer route. So you have the company, the greatest company on planet Earth that is not in debt, that is family run. So that's already an incentive. Then you have this personal consultant right up your butt, advising you about everything. But when in need, it looks like they're not doing a lot or they do not know what to do. So in case you want to purchase just a one-time order, for the distributors, it is more beneficial to push you to get the subscription or to sign you up, not necessarily as a customer, but as a distributor. Also some of the reviews I've seen. Some people are not aware of this. And if you're this trustworthy distributor in Young Living, then that is also your responsibility to make sure that your customers understand that. Because otherwise, I could just order online. So people complaining about this are not reading and just ordering and clicking. I'd be embarrassed to even post about it. No, those people are actually mad, and I understand why, because if the terms and conditions are not that easily understandable, and let's not pretend that network marketing companies are super transparent, then you would at least expect your distributors to guide you into the right direction. So it's a good point to actually point this out and to say, be careful what you click on, be careful how you order if you don't want automatic shipment. Just don't add anything to loyalty. It's that simple. I do not work for the company, just a customer who's buying the oils and other products again. Love them. Julie is not happy. Customer service declared me dead. What? That's new. While I like the oils, the Philippines outsourced customer service is a nightmare. That is something I believe. So it looks like customer service is not with Young Living anymore. They outsourced these, at least in the Philippines. Due to language and procedure problems, I received condolences on my own death. That's concerning. Had called to cancel order because I was sending oil, but the woman died. Customer service decided I was the one who died. What a mess. Never again. Not until customer service is back in the USA. Well, customer service doesn't have to be in your country, but you should at least have a call center or people who speak the languages that you offer to your customers. It is simply cheaper to offer those kind of services, call center services or work from home services from other countries. It is simply like that. The same is true here as well. A lot of the services that you call, for example, if you open up a stock account or a bank account and then you can verify your identification via phone, those are not necessarily people who are located in Germany. They're located in Poland, in the Czech Republic, in Hungary, but that doesn't mean that they're not doing a good job. You just need to make sure that you have people language barrier-wise that can communicate well with you. And that is also up to the company to train the people and to pick the right call center. An absolute scam. Oh, somebody's also not happy. From Belgium. This is an absolute scam, not transparent. True. Difficult procedure to stop membership. Why is everybody having problems with membership if according to the other person it is that simple? Apparently it's not. Claim to have medical purposes. Yep, but they're not allowed to say that anymore. They had to remove that. So why are they still having allegedly medicinal purposes? Nothing scientific about it. No, and they're not allowed to use for certain phrases anymore. They're just trying to make their products look better and cleaner than they are, and they actually get sued and had to remove that as well. That was also a part of the Young Living deep dive that I did. They cannot make claims. Maybe now the distributors make those claims because Young Living themselves cannot make those claims anymore, that they're medical grade, because that was the phrase they had to remove. If you need a bottomless pit to throw money in, then this is your place to do it. Lily, you're not wrong. I've been using Young Living, somebody's fully happy here. I've been using Young Living essential oils and products for 11 years now. It's not a scam like some say. Well, I think that's debatable. I think Young Living is a scam. I agree with that. Everyone that I've dealt with at Young Living has been super nice. I've not had any issues of items being replaced. I'm a true believer. If you treat others with respect, you will be treated the same. Well, and if you add additional words, then that sentence doesn't make any sense at all. You don't need to be a believer. Do we have faith manipulation here? Or does it mean that she's praying to the essential oil gods? You don't need to be a believer. You just need to be treated somewhat decently by the distributors and also by the corporate side if you're not happy with the purchases, because that's, I guess, where the true willingness and ability of a company to do a good job shows. It is easy to serve the customers that are happy with everything, but if you have a complaint and if you have a problem, that's really where it shows that it's a good company. And a lot of network marketing companies don't deal with that very well, at least according to those here posting on Trustpilot. they're not doing the best job, and I believe it is because they have a built-in audience and those are their own distributors. That is why network marketing companies, in my opinion, don't necessarily focus that much on actual outside customers. The products are A+, so I would not use other essential oils. Christy is not happy, so disappointed with them. I bought Dreamcatcher and Surrender, and they were both spoiled when I received them. The smell was horrid and the color was dark green. I emailed them to ask if there was anything to do, and they gave me a slew of reasons as to why it was off and that it wasn't bad. What? Yeah, exactly. If I'm repelled by the product and can use it, how is it then not bad? I mean, it could be that the scents are simply not for you. If they have been opened or if the bottles were broken before, that's concerning. Then you shouldn't even have to discuss that. You have to send them back. And many times you also have this protective label: do not open, do not use, if the protective label has been removed. I do not know how Dreamcatcher and Surrender smell like. But if you, for personal reasons, don't like how they smell, when you only have the ability to purchase online, you need to have a way to return them somehow. Now, if you're in stores and you buy something and you can smell it there, and then at home you decide, no, it's not for me, then I guess it's different. At least that's how it is here in Germany. That's how it is in Europe. But if you're repelled by a product that you were not able to use before, could be because it's off, could be because you shouldn't use it anymore, or it could be because your taste or your smell buds tell you to not use it, then you have to have some way of returning that. If I'm repelled by the product and can use it, how is it not bad? I threw them away. I used to be a loyal customer, but no longer. I spent $83 alone on Dreamcatcher. Those are pricey oils. How many dreams did you catch there? It sounds more like a nightmare oil. Terrible customer service. We see a recurrent theme here, I think. After 10 years, I will no longer be a member distributor. It used to be a good company. This is no longer true. She pretty much says, I was a Young Living distributor, a Young Living Hun. Then there is a certain bias. If you have a connection to the companies, you shouldn't be able to post on these, whether it is critical or whether it is positive, because I've seen this before as well, the other way around. If you have a connection to the company, and you could be biased because of your connection to the company, because you're a distributor, you shouldn't be able to post about these. Others also have used Trustpilot to push certain distributors and to push their own businesses, although they're clearly not your businesses, and that's not ethical and that's not how it should be. But it looks to me like neither Young Living nor Trustpilot really do their due diligence there. In this case, Trustpilot should also monitor this and should make sure that distributors, whether happy or not, shouldn't be able to post there. Amazing quality. This company truly cares about their customers. Well, others disagree. And the quality of their products, well, others disagree. Hands down, the best oils I've tried. M. Gull is happy. Svetlana says, the best essential oils. I'm a fan from 2017. I can't do without Ninja essential oils. You mean you can't do without Ninja essential oils, joy, abundance, etc. the best. Also type those things out slowly but surely, because if you want other people to understand what you're posting about, make sure that there are not essential typos in there. Or people who are extremely mad, the same thing. Maybe don't type out a review or also comments. I see that as well on YouTube a lot. Don't type that out if you're enraged, because then the person who is supposed to be addressed by this, who's supposed to read this, doesn't understand what you're typing out because you don't make any sense. Then in that case, it would make sense for you to wait maybe an hour and then type it out properly. At least if you want your opponent to understand what you're saying. Fine oils, but too expensive. These are pretty darn expensive oils. 15 milliliters copaiba oil for $65. That is nuts. The only thing I use this brand for is essential oils internally, but that's it. Ooh, maybe also don't do that. It is not safe to consume essential oils internally, whether they claim they are or they're not. And poisoning via essential oils is a real thing, especially if you're a child or you have children. Be very, very careful. Poison control is not happy about these kind of internal essential oil activities. Or if you're an elderly person or if you're sick, because then, especially if you have less body weight, it can be quite harmful very quickly and you could easily poison yourself. So careful. Young Living scam company. Avoid working with a scam company. You always should, yeah. There is no official head office for entire Europe. There is no customer service. All operators are RO is then Romania. All operators are talking like robots, giving the same answers every time. Yeah, because they're reading a script. But that's also why you should have a distributor to advise you. Once again, that is supposed to be one of the perks of network marketing. And they had to close down a lot, and they struggled a lot in Europe as well. They said that as well in their latest Young Living video that I reacted to when they announced the compensation plan changes. Oh no, that was doTERRA, another company I should take a look at. That doesn't mean necessarily there's anything wrong if you don't have a head office in Europe, but you should at least have somebody to reach out to who can give you proper feedback and proper advice in case you need help. Prices are highly overrated for what they're selling you. Many clients ordered from them and never received the product. That's not good. Many clients registered in their system were taken money from their bank accounts, registered with CC numbers, registered on their site. This is a total scam to be avoided. There is definitely a lack of transparency in network marketing companies, and according to these reviews, I think that's the same in Young Living, but that doesn't mean that it's a scam. Network marketing companies don't necessarily just pull money out of your bank account. There seems to be some sort of mishap and some sort of misconnect. Is that a word? Disconnect. And if you don't have a proper customer service or people to support you, then those problems don't get resolved. But you could always claim your money back, whether it's a credit card or by bank accounts might be different, debit card, or by services like PayPal, for example. So always look into that. It should be possible for you to get your money back that way, if that's ever the case for you. Scammers. These are scammers. They're a group of thieves. Guest from Great Britain is not happy either. Scammers are a group of thieves who are trying to sell you something you don't need. Please stay away and you will be stress-free with a lot of money in your pocket. Okay, so somebody apparently tried to sell them essential oils and they lost a lot of money because of that. My family almost got ruined because of the scammers. That is concerning, but it doesn't sound like you just purchased a bunch of essential oils. I mean, maybe somebody made medical claims. Of course, I'm just speculating here because I do not know any of the background stories, but a lot of the Huns tried, at least in the past, to convince their customers that if you take essential oils regularly, they also can cure medical ailings. But in this case, it could also be that somebody says, if you want to start your own business and you want to be your own boss babe, then come on over, join Young Living, buy a starter pack, be a part of my downline, and you can be rich and famous. Scammers, thieves, that is also somebody from Great Britain. Seems to be connected to that person. Or also somebody who was affected. Grinch who stole Christmas, oh no. Customer service did not have the authority to fix my order or to honor the sale price. Customer service kept repeating their authorized script and apologizing for my online order experience. The order was a major Christmas gift and I'm very disappointed. I would be a new customer, but they didn't do anything to keep me a customer. Bah humbug. Yeah, if you have a bad experience upon your first purchase, just stay away. That's really the best thing that you can do. I agree with that. Vote with your wallet. Also the same on social media. Vote with your views, with your thumbs up and down, and with your comments. Because if you don't engage with people you disagree with, then that's really the best thing you can do. Every time you engage with people you disagree with on social media, or you purchase more products from companies you disagree with, you give them something, but if you ignore them, that's really the best way, in my opinion, to deal with that. Do not trust somebody from New Zealand. Have you read any history? The only difference is their snake oil is made in a Chinese factory nowadays. Well, they for sure made claims that they harvest everything from Young Living farms. They had to retract that. I do not know if all of their snake oil, their essential oils, are made in Chinese factories, but for sure network marketing companies and their distributors, they like to present the products that they sell in a better light, that they have more health benefits, that they're worth the price because they're A-list deluxe, and in the end, in my opinion, they're not. And we're already in 2023 now, so there haven't been that many reviews from 24 and 25. A lot of people were already really unhappy already years ago. That's interesting because typically in the rabbit hole from Trustpilot.com I was in, or I am still in, there are lots of people who are currently posting in 25 and who did also in 24. And it looks like Young Living had a lot of issues already years ago. We bought over a year ago with Young Living the top range of the diffusers, the Aria. Is that it? Is that a top range diffuser? From one day to another, the Aria has malfunctions and appears to be beyond repair. The customer service can only but refer to general conditions. The warranty has expired and the client support has no sense of consideration to replace the area at a reduced price. Several mails were sent, but the answers were at all times a general negative. Very poor service level. Don't buy. I agree with that. Especially if you have pricey items and then you suddenly offer them at a discounted price. Even if they break or you cannot use them after a short period of time, you should still be able to get a replacement. I worked at Young Living from. Yeah, that's another problem for people posting here. I appreciate the critical feedback that people do this, but in that case, you have a certain bias because you were connected to the company. That is one of those examples that shouldn't be on Trustpilot, but they should be on business platforms where you can also give your perspective. Ooh, that's another thing. I could take a look at business platform reviews. Oh my God, the rabbit hole is getting better and better. I worked at Young Living from 2015 to 20. Oh, okay, you're working in the future. 2016, I guess. Saw firsthand the deceit and retaliatory behavior of management. HR Director David Bunker, CEO Charles Vincent, who spent more time sexting openly with his new wife, and in-house counsel. The oils have carrier oils. Many blends are from third parties. I have documentation proving fraud, harassment, and retaliation. Oh, Jay Cutler, not good. That is somebody from the United States. I'm not against sexting your spouse, but maybe don't do that at work. Maybe don't do that at your job. Especially, isn't that also a very Christian company? I forgot if the Young Living family is also Mormon. They for sure are very Christian, allegedly as well. Not necessarily the environment you would expect if you worked for such a company. Very poor customer service. This company customer service is very poor. You can't get through when you call, and when you send emails, they never respond. I've tried to cancel monthly orders and they didn't complete it and still took my money. That would be fraudulent in that case. And this is a review from the summer of 23. Shipping was okay. What? Shipping was okay. To the other hand, the product, Haven ceramic diffuser I ordered, wasn't really ceramic. It's plastic underneath ceramic. So it looks like the diffusers are being sold or being presented as deluxe, because everything at Young Living, if you ask the distributors or the company, of course is top grade quality deluxe, but then there's plastic underneath. It looks like they're cutting corners in order to make greater profit. Very disappointed, not only about the way they describe it, but also the price they sell the product for. It is false, misleading information. Basically, I will never buy any product, neither recommend anywho. What? Anywho? Elizabeth said, poorest shipping times ever. I put an order 1 month in advance for a Mother's Day gift. 3 weeks later, and it's still processing and warehouse. Packaging won't be there in time. Will never purchase from them again. They always take so long to ship. Poor customer service. No one seems to know what's going on. Just mail the damn package. I purchased a diffuser bundle. Everything was already supposed to be pre-packaged and ready to ship. Not sure how it's taking this long. Be aware you need to order 2 months in advance. Feels like shipping from China with this pathetic shipping time. I mean, this is somebody from the US. So if you're shipping from the US, within the US, it should be quicker for sure. Unethical company. Oh, David Bishop, thank you. Unethical company. I ordered once from them, then learned of their business practices, such as the multiple lawsuits they currently have against former employees for having the audacity to leave their company. I then repeatedly asked to have my account canceled, finally starting to get rude with them when they repeatedly ignored me. Then in retaliation, they placed an unauthorized order on my account. Now I'm having to have my bank change my debit card just to keep them from putting more charges on my account. If that is truthful, that is fraudulent, that is criminal, that is wrong. And I would be absolutely infuriated as well. I think that Young Living is an unethical company because they're running the company as a network marketing companies, and if they treat their employees badly, as the person who shouldn't have posted on Trustpilot, in my opinion, also said before that people are sexting their spouses at some sort of counsel. I mean, in that case, it would be sexual harassment, I guess. If you just sext people, not just your spouse, who is very likely willing to have those text messages with you, but also people who work with you, especially if it's a Christian company, a very religious company, there's a disconnect there. Quality oil's the best. Quality oil's the world leader. Really? That's what Young Living says. How do you know they're the world leader? doTERRA would disagree. Expensive, but you get what you pay for. Sign them up with a team leader with medical experience. What's that medical experience? Do they have a certification at the wall that says medically experienced essential oil diffuser seller? Then that is not medical experience. Use the oils for health purposes. No, want somebody who falls down that rabbit hole, you poor thing. Not just to make your environment smell good. Yeah, no, don't use the oils for health purposes because they're not medication and they can be actually harmful. If they smell nicely, that is great. That is what essential oils are for. Safely diffuse them. Be careful if you have fur babies at home or feathery babies at home, and make sure that you research in advance if they're safe for cats or for dogs or for birds or for guinea pigs or for rats or for hamsters or whatever it is. That is the safest way to consume and enjoy essential oils, by not ingesting them. Let's finish with Linda and Ben, because otherwise this video will take on for long, and we're already in January, and then the last review will be from December 2022. So years ago, we already saw a lot of negative reviews. Linda says, terrible. After building and building, they just closed my account and kept 4,000 euro in commission. Okay, this is also somebody who apparently was in Young Living in the Netherlands. You shouldn't be able to post here. If you were a distributor, this is not the page for reviews. I understand the anger, if that is true, that you built a team, that you recruited enough people, and then they closed your account. But also maybe read the description, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Network marketing companies have a lot of freedom to terminate the distributors for very, very little. Just be aware of that. A lot of distributors are really surprised when their accounts get shut down. And that can be that you have an account with another company just because you want the products for less, just because you want to purchase them as a customer with 30% discount, for example, but you need to sign up as a distributor because the customers don't get that much discount. But still, that could be the reason why you get terminated. Of course, I could be completely speculating here because the person says the reason they closed my account, I moved countries, which is odd. Maybe person moved from the Netherlands to a country where Young Living doesn't operate. That's also something you might need to look into. And in that case, they shouldn't just keep your 4,000 euros in commission. But still, network marketing companies are not stable. They're not a good business opportunity. And legally speaking, you have very, very, very little rights. Just keep that in mind if network marketing is ever interesting to you. Let's finish with Ben from December 14th, 2022. Absolutely awful customer service. So we're finishing full circle where we started. Bad customer service, bad customer service. Absolutely awful customer service. Hours on the phone trying to resolve the simplest issue. Horrible, horrible company. Great products. Network marketing companies seem to have a problem to provide actually good customer service. That is the most common theme, besides it's a pyramid scheme, which I always love because it's good that there's this chip on the shoulders of network marketing companies now, also on these platforms. And the other is the quality of the product isn't good. It's not what it used to be, and they're too pricey for what they are. You need to work on your customer service also when you're a network marketing company. And I think that a lot of network marketing companies don't understand that, because if those network marketing companies who are currently struggling because lots of distributors left the companies, then how do they attract new Huns? By getting new customers in and trying to turn those into salespeople as well. That is truly the route they go. The CEO of Sensi admitted that as well in a video I reacted to. But in order to get new customers in, you need to provide good customer service from the corporate side, but also from the distributors to support the customers in getting accurate information and help when they need help. Not just when the times are rosy, when everything is great, when everything is wonderful. The true worth and value of a customer service is always then visible if you need help. And that is what network marketing companies need to work on. That was interesting. 2.9 stars out of 5. That is low rated for Young Living on Trustpilot.com. Let me know if you would be interested in more of these videos. I always find them so interesting, especially because In this case, we're back to December 2022. We already saw that back then already. The customers and also some of the distributors had a lot of issues that continue now in this day and age. I love Trustpilot. Did I say that? I really do. Let me know what you think about these videos, if these are interesting to you or if you don't like them, because I'm pretty much scrolling through the reviews and that's pretty much the video. That is my personal hobby at the moment. And if you don't like it, just let me know. Please be honest, because then I will just not film them anymore. I will just do that in my personal time. It is very calming. And it also gives me a lot more ideas about videos, which I personally like a lot. So let me know your thoughts on this. If you liked this video, then please subscribe. That way you won't miss out on other videos that I upload to this channel. And if you liked this specific one, then I hopefully will see you in the next video. Until then, cheers!